My favorite girl came back, so you know we're about to snap. Let's get started.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. By the way,
Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to Nine Lux Nails. As you can see by the crooked fingers, my old brand ambassador has come back to visit, and it's only right that I give her a Nine Lux Slay. This is a design that I have been wanting to try, and only she steps out of the box and allows me to just do whatever I want to do and has nothing to say, but I love it. So let's get right into it. I am starting this set off by using my double XL no C curve straight out tips, and I will have them linked below. And of course I am also using my Mia Secret Cover Nude Blush Acrylic as my base. So we will get right into this acrylic application. With using the straight double XL tips, I do apply my acrylic a little bit thinner because these tips are super thick, and with them being straight out, they have a longer wear, so they don't have to be as thick as they would be if I used my natural tips. So you will see I do apply my large bead that goes down the body of the nail, and then I will go in and make sure that the nail is balanced by applying smaller beads just to make sure that there aren't any dips or grooves in the acrylic. But for the most part, I don't have to make these particular tips super thick. Also, when using these straight tips, I don't normally reach for them first with clients because not everyone likes that straight out effect. Some people do like the natural tips that give a certain curve because they move and work and are on the go so much. The straight tips normally will cause you to hit them more, and that's just not safe for the client or the integrity of the nail bed. So for clients that I know can handle the straight out tips, I will offer them. But on just a regular day, I do not use them for every single client. It is a personal preference. And just as I would with any other video, we absolutely love and adore acrylic application. So I'm just going to sit back and let you guys enjoy this footage. And if you have any questions or concerns, please leave them down in the comment section because I do get back to each and every one of you. So at this point, I'm going to zip it and let the footage play. And if I have any extra tips that I need to give regarding acrylic application, I will pop back in and let you all know. Now, I know I haven't said this in a while, so I wanted to come in and let you guys know to always pre-shape your tips prior to acrylic application. It helps you out so much on the back end when it comes time to finish the nail, and it's also a blueprint on where the acrylic should lay. So as you can see, it looks flawless because I am using my brush and the side of that pre-shaped tip to keep the acrylic in place. This is the number one factor for how your acrylic will look and saves you a lot of time when it comes time to finish the nail and begin doing the design. So always remember, pre-shape those tips and use the side of the tips to keep your acrylic in place so every shape is flawless.
If you want to change lives, starting with yours, you belong at Chamberlain University, where you're guided by expert nurses who've got your back, so you can earn your BSN in just 3 years. Chamberlain University, belong to something greater.
And now we have a flawless finish. They have been shaped and buffed, and we are ready to get started with our design. So I am starting with Beetles brand polish, and I'm going to do a nice even coat over all of the nails, and I will cure this for 60 seconds. And always remember, when using Beetles polish or any gel polish for that matter, you want to make sure that you have an even coat that is not too thick. So if you are starting out polishing the nail, you want to make sure that it is a nice even coat, but it is not too thick, because you want the actual polish to cure, and if it is too thick, it will not cure. You will get ripples in the nail, and you will also eventually get some chipping of the polish because it was too thick and it did not cure all the way. So make sure you are doing a even coat all the way throughout the entirety of the nail, and that will save you a lot of headache on the back end if that nail ripples up in the LED light, or your client comes back and say all of my polish has chipped off. It's because the coat of gel polish was not even and it did not cure completely. So just know, every step to nail art is crucial, from the foundation to how you polish to how you finish the nails. You always want your clients to have longevity. Even if my clients come back in 2 weeks, 4 weeks, I even have some clients that come back in 6 weeks. The integrity of the nail and the polish and everything is still the same and is still intact. And actually, the longer that they have their nails on, they seem to get more compliments because people just don't understand. You've had these on for 4 weeks and they still look like you just left the chair. So make sure, as the nail artist and as the nail tech, that you are taking your time and actually producing quality nail work. So I'm going to continue to do my even coat of gel polish on this hand, and then I will do another color and coat on the opposite hand. And I'm only going to do one coat because I am using an airbrush design, and it just did not need to be super thick because you're not going to really see the outside color, just a little bit. So I used my time management as well as my better judgment and decided to only do one coat of the base polish. That's why I adore Beetle's gel polish, because they are very pigmented and true to color, and you really can use one good coat and it still shows through as the true color. So if you do not have any Beetle's brand polish, I highly recommend you get you some. So while that hand is curing, I will go in with this yellow polish on the opposite hand. I did want to do a play on 2 different color hands. I don't know, we was just getting funky with it. I already knew I would love the design. And also with using airbrush, I don't use it a lot. So now that I am incorporating it in some of my designs, I wanted to see how different colors work together with the airbrush sequence. So I decided to do blue on the opposite hand and yellow on this hand, and I will also use different colors in my airbrush from each hand just to see how they looked, and they turned out perfect to us, so win-win. But I did like the blue hand better than the yellow, but they both were super pretty. So it is just a trial and error, and that's why I love this girl as my client. Every chance she comes to my city, she better sit that booty down because I need to play on your nails, girl. Oh my God, I'm so sad that she's gone. She's gone again. I may see her next month. September is both of our birthday months, so I'm going to make it my business to see her, even if it's just for lunch or brunch, because it's my girl, period. So I'm going to get my even coat with this yellow polish, and then we will get this hand cured and begin with our airbrush. Now, let's talk about airbrushing. So, airbrushing is now a new trend. Everyone is going crazy about having an airbrush and using the airbrush. And as we know, a lot of times we use gel polish and acetone to activate in the airbrush to get this effect. Well, now they're saying that the gel polish and acetone mixture is harmful on the skin of clients, which is totally understandable, but they're recommending that we use acrylic paint instead, which me personally, I feel like the acrylic paint is made for clothing. Gel polish and acetone are made and formulated to use on the hand, on the nail with skin contact. So right now it's a huge thing over social media and I'm just trying to keep up, okay? So when I use my airbrush, I was using gel polish and acetone, and before I put the gel polish into the light to cure it, I always, without fail, wipe the client's hand and cuticle area off with 91% alcohol. So when doing airbrush, I would use that formula and then make sure that I clean the client's hand because I did not want that excess gel polish and acetone mixture to be cured onto the client's skin. So that was an added step that I was already doing. I'm not sure now how I'm going to take this new requirement to use acrylic paint. I don't know, because it just gives me, it goes on a shirt or it goes on jeans, or I just didn't relate it to going on skin. So I did order an acrylic paint collection, and of course I'm going to try it out on myself, not on a client, and just see. I'm one to test out everything. So anything that I use on my clients, I will always try on myself. So I'm going to do one hand with gel polish and acetone and one hand with acrylic paint and acetone and see what the difference is and what the spectacle is about, because it got the girls in the chokehold right now and I really want to just put the airbrush back down. I don't know. And I do see people using makeup now for airbrush and it just doesn't give the same boldness and effect. It's very soft and toned down, so I don't know, but I'm going to find out and I will always let you guys know. So yeah, I do consider myself a knowledgeable nail tech, but I don't know everything. So this is one of those newer topics that I want to get more information on before I just start speaking to it. So if you have any comments or concerns, please leave them down in the comment section and let's talk about it. We don't have to get rude with each other. Of course, we're going to speak about it in a ladylike manner, but I just want to know how you guys feel in regards to the airbrush machine, and if you feel like the acrylic paint versus the gel polish is more harmful. I just want to know another perspective outside of my own and outside of the debacle that's going on social media. And as you can see, each and every time I used a new color, I wiped my client's hand off with alcohol before it went into that light to cure, because I already cared about the integrity of the skin and cuticle area. So let's talk about it in the comment section. I cannot wait to see your guys' input. And now that we have rambled through our airbrush design, you can see how gorgeous they came out. And before I proceed with any other polish, I just like to protect my work by applying a no wipe top coat, just so whatever I do next, if I have any incidences where I need to wipe off, I can wipe it off and not feel like my precious airbrush will be destroyed. So I'm going to cover each finger with a no wipe top coat, and then I will go in with the remaining portion of this design. So of course, to make this design pop, I had to add another layer. I saw this design on Instagram and I had to try it. It is so beautiful. So I am going in with my Black Beetles gel polish. I always get asked what brand of black polish do I use, and it is always and will forever be Beetles Black Gel Polish. This is one of the darkest black gel polishes I have used. I have tried several brands, and once I got to Beetles, I just stopped searching because if it's not broke, don't fix it. So of course I'm going in with my Black Beetles gel polish and also my Beetles art brushes, and I'm just going to do this outline design and then come in with just some added flair. So I will do the entire border and then I'm going to come in and do the extra little points that make up this design. So even with this portion, that would be cool, and seeing it from this angle, it reminds me of the pop art. Yes, anytime I do a black outline, I'm always going to go back to the pop art era because I love it so much. It was the cutest era ever. So I could probably see these nails on pop art. I think I'm going to try that. But yes, so while the border was still wet, I did not cure it in between. I just went in with these added little spikes and brought them in towards the center of the nail. And the spike trend is going around as well. So of course we are doing different variations of line spikes and movement in the nail, and I just love it. So yes, I'm going to do this on each and every finger, and then we will almost be complete with this set. And just a tip when doing these spikes or any added line spikes or movement in the set, use your brush lightly. So I'm not pushing down very hard on the nail or using too much polish. I'm simply letting my brush create a circle and create the flow. So it's kind of like a flick of the wrist. You want to just do it and let it go. If you're pushing down too hard, it may create like more of a dense flat circular motion and you won't get those precise points at the tip of the nail. So be very light-handed and allow the curvature of the acrylic and the curvature and smoothness of the nail to create a flow. Just don't force it. Like, just let the brush do the work. It's beautiful. So I'm gonna let you watch as I continue to do more of these fingers, and then we will pop in with the finishing touches. And at this point, I knew that I am a little bit clumsy, so I am going to cure each finger in between, because once I get those points how I want them, my biggest fear is that I'll wipe all of my precious work off and have to start over. So I thought of the smart idea. We can only do one finger at a time anyway. So we're going to cure that hand, and I'm going to go ahead and work with the other hand. And we just did that little back and forth until we got the motion. And once we started seeing these nails come to life, we gagged. We oohed and awed over these nails. We absolutely love them. She is my spirit animal. She just lets me do what I want, and that's why she gotta come back. Come back to me, girl. Come back. And yes, there was my Jack come back voice from Titanic. Jack, come back. Jack, come back. So yes, I'm going to let you guys watch as I continue to do this border and spike outline, and then we are almost done with these nails. That's why I said the blue hand is definitely my favorite hand. I think it's just the colors. I do like this hand as well, but when I realized the neon green and the yellow were similar, I was like, oh shoot, I should have used maybe a dark blue or something, like a different color on top, but I decided to do the neon green, and it's okay. They still turned out beautiful, but trial and error. When I know I'm doing airbrush, I'm going to make sure that my colors are not similar, because I actually put that much thought into what I do. Yeah, so for real this time, I'm going to zip it and let you guys watch as I complete these final fingers, and then we will just add the smallest simple touch to finish the set. I'll be right back. Now just look at that. So freaking amazing, so beautiful. And of course, no set is absolutely complete without just a little bit of bling. So I am going in with my extreme diamond gel, and I'm just going to put the smallest little droplet in between the first layer of spikes, and I'm just going to place a simple single rhinestone right in the middle. And again, these nails will be complete. I am going to top coat them one more time with my Kiara Sky No Wipe top coat, and we will be completely finished with this set. I freaking love how they turned out. I want this set on my hands. I'm going to do them on my hands, and when I do them, of course, I'm going to try the acrylic paint versus the gel polish. So this is giving me a reason to do them on myself because I really love this design. I love futuristic inspired nail art. I love the trend of alien superstar nails. They just give what they need to give, and it's not just the basics anymore. So I really love this design. They came out so gorgeous. If you zoom your eyes back a little bit, it actually looked like pieces of candy, like candy wrapper. I don't know, it gave me candy. So I love them. And if you stayed this far into the video, I know you love them too. So don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up and turn on that notification bell because you don't want to miss the next upload. Here is the finished set. They are so gorgeous. And if you want to see more of my work, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, you already know to follow my socials.